with if only can't. If your story starts with if your story starts with only, if your story starts with can't, you've got to let it go. And if you don't want to let your story go, fine, just say to yourself, I'm not ready to be committed. That's all. If the story that you tell yourself about money, if it starts with if, you've got to let it go, or the money is not coming. If your story about money starts with only, you've got to let your story go, or the money's not coming. If your story about money is can't, you've got to let your story go. And so many of us, we don't want to let our stories go. And we settle. I know, breathe it in. We settle. We settle because we don't want to make a choice. We don't want to make a choice because we don't want to commit. And we don't want to commit because it means we're going to have to change. Something's got to change. I'll give it to you one more time. We settle because we don't want to make a choice. We don't make a choice because we don't want to commit, and we don't commit because we don't want to change. But money and commitment goes together. They go together. We settle because we don't want to open ourselves up to receive. We forgot that we're an acorn. We're already planted in the rich soil of the infinite all good. And that its good is flowing through us now. We've just forgotten that. And so, in the book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker, if you've never read this book, I would highly recommend it. He talks a little bit about commitment. Well, I want to tell you this. First, he has what he calls wealth files. The book is called The Secret of the Millionaire Mind. He's a millionaire, and in his book, he tells about how millionaires think, and not to offend any of us, and how poor people think. That's his words. And so, I want to just read you a couple of his wealth files. Two of them, actually. He says that this is wealth file number 3. Rich people are committed to being rich. Poor people want to be rich. He says rich people are committed to being rich, and poor people want to be rich. His wealth file number 10, he says, rich people are excellent receivers, poor people are poor receivers. Rich people are excellent receivers, and poor people are poor receivers. And I want to read you this that he has in his book by W.H. Murray. He says, until one is committed, there is hesitancy. The chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans. That the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves in. A whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents, meetings, and material assistance, which no man could have dreamt would have come his way. Some of us think we are in committed relationships, and we're not. We don't really care about what happens on the other side. We don't care about our happiness, and we damn sure don't care about the other person's happiness. We don't care about our money, and we don't care about the other person's money. Because see, money and commitment go together. We think we are in a committed relationship, and we're not. Yeah, things are all right, and we should call it what it is. We are settling. And it's okay if you want to settle. Just know that all of the riches then is finding itself, is going someplace else. Your riches, your bounty, your glory, your love, your joy, your peace. See, the way that it works is that in this infinite universe, it's always given, its nature is given, and it must find some place to go. And if you aren't open to receive it, guess what? I've decided I'll take your share. I'm okay with it. And you have to decide for yourself whether or not you're going to receive your share of the bounty, of the goodness, of the glory, of the love, of the joy, of the peace, of the understanding, of the clarity. You have to decide whether or not you are willing to receive it. We have to choose and make the commitment to be rich, to be abundant, to have enough money to do what we want to do, to have what we want to have, and to be what we want to be. We have to choose it and make the commitment. And I've heard it said that how you do anything is how you do everything. How you do anything is how you do everything. So I, along with my dear friend, we were at a workshop a retreat, it was more of a workshop that T. Harv Eker did many years ago. We went together. And they had this exercise where, and there was hundreds of people there. I don't know, maybe 700 or 800 people were there. And so it was around commitment. And they had, and the workshop was about money, because he's a millionaire and he talked about money. And so he had all these pennies. And he said, all right, everybody commit to getting a penny. And so they dropped hundreds of pennies. And everybody shot out of their seats, right, to get the pennies. And you got your penny and you go back to your seat. Well, some people didn't get pennies. Some people didn't make the commitment. Some people didn't make the commitment. Some people said, well, I didn't want to get in her way. Some people just didn't make the effort at all. Some people who couldn't get up didn't ask somebody, excuse me, can you get that penny right there for me? That's mine. Some people didn't want to make an effort if a penny was there to push the penny to themselves so that they could pick it up. How you do anything is how you do everything. If you don't make yourself open and available to receive the beauty, the bounty, and the glory of the divine power and presence of God, how you do anything is how you do everything. If you don't make the commitment, if you don't make a choice to make the commitment to be willing to, see, the thing that stops us is because when I say, well, are you willing to? We think that we're going to have to. No, you only have to be willing to. Willing to doesn't mean you're going to have to. You might, but you might not. You might, but you might not. You might have to be willing to work a little bit longer, a few more hours. I might have to be willing to have a few more counseling sessions. I might have to be willing to let something go that is no longer serving me. But I might not have to. I have to be willing to. That's what commitment is. Being willing to do what you have to do so that you have the money that you want to do what you want to do, to be who you want to be, and to have what you want to have. So, I handed out, or Cynthia handed out, I want to close today with us reading An affirmation that I found in Living the Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. So I'm going to ask you, does everybody have one? All right. So if you all will stand. Does everybody have one? Yes. All right. So I know we all might be shaking a little bit. We're ready to make the commitment. Yeah? You have to decide. So I want you to read this affirmation with me. I read it as I was preparing, and it really spoke to me. So here we go. Good and more good is mine, and ever-increasing good is mine. There is no limit to the good which is mine. Everywhere I go, I see this good. I feel it, I experience it. It crowds itself against me, flows through me, expresses itself in me, and multiplies itself around me. Good and more good is mine, and ever-increasing good is mine. There is no limit to the good which is mine. Everywhere I go, I see this good. I feel it, I experience it. It crowds itself against me, flows through me, expresses itself in me, and multiplies itself around me. Good and more good is mine, and ever-increasing good is mine. There is no limit to the good which is mine. Everywhere I go, I see this good. I feel it, I experience it. It crowds itself against me, flows through me, expresses itself in me, and multiplies itself around me. And so it is. And so, as the practitioners are standing and joining me as we are preparing to move into prayer, I just want to point this out to you. Keep your affirmation. Take it with you. Pull it out. Read it. And I want you to get intimate with it. When you read this line right here, it crowds itself against me. It flows through me. It expresses itself in me and multiplies itself around me. Now, if you can't get into the feeling of that, you don't want to be committed. And you might as well tell yourself you don't want to be committed. And that's all right too. But for me and mine, I know now that there's only one mind, one power, one presence, one energy, one essence, one grand idea. That it is everything and anything, and it is money. I know now that this power and this presence, that it is intelligent. It is wise, and I know that money is intelligent and wise. It is everywhere. It is expressing in, as, and through me now, and is expressing in, as, and through you now. The power and presence of God is here now. I know now in this moment that we are one with it. That we are of it, and all that it is flowing through us now. I speak my word then for each one of us, choosing to, stepping forward, committing myself, and knowing this truth for you too. Don't worry if you don't know how to. The divine power presence of God in you does. When we commit to it, to living a life that's full of love and joy and peace and happiness, a fulfilled life with more money than we can imagine to do what we want to do, to have what we want to have, and to be who we want to be. We speak these words now. I speak these words now for myself and for each one of us here unapologetically. Because who we are is deserving of all that God is, of all the bounty and of all the riches. So I speak my word, knowing that anything within me and anything within you now is uprooted and released, is let go into the nothingness that it is. And I know now that we are intimate and open, ready to receive all that God is. I know and affirm that the richness that we stand upon, that our roots run deep in, that it is filling us now with all that we desire. Filling us now with love and the love that we've never experienced before. Filling us now with the peace that we've never experienced before. Filling us now with an understanding that we've never experienced before. Filling us now with money in ways that we've never experienced money before. We're intimate with it. We know what love smells like. We know what peace feels like. We know what understanding sounds like. We're intimate with it, one with it. The power and presence of God now fills us, and I know that each one of us then are fulfilled, filled with all that God is, the presence that's never in absence. Oh, I give thanks then in this moment for all that is within us and its desire to express and seek itself as our very life. I know all of our needs are met. I know all of our needs are met. I know that divine power and presence in me moves me to the commitment thereof it, where I know that my life is fulfilled. And I rejoice in and give thanks for all that I have to give, as I know my fruit is rich. I'm ready to give, I'm ready to give. Fill me so that I may give. Fill me so that I may give. Fill me with more love. Fill me with more joy. Fill me with more peace. Fill me with more understanding. Fill me with the clarity that is yours. Oh, I give thanks for it. I give thanks in this moment, knowing that our needs are met. I am moved then to just gather these words that have just been spoken, placing them into the law of mind that is within myself, not outside of myself, in myself, whole, perfect, and complete, already done. Knowing that it is so, being willing to, but knowing that I might not have to. As we live in and from the demonstration then, I know now in this moment that each one of us, we are moving into an even greater expectancy of something good, of something divine, of something magnificent. We are moved to a greater expectancy of more and more and more and more and more God, more and more and more and more good. So simply now we just release these words. We let them go, we let them be. And together, we anchor by saying, and so it is.